What's good? What's good? Salute to Jimmy Bernard, the only person in the building. It's disgusting, man. We have one person. One person. YouTube is claiming that we have one person. One one person. Now three. Hey, Obama, happy Ramadan. Sylvester Solomon, 2011. What's up, family? Dwayne Yosef, what's good? One person. Tony 10 times do so sis, what's good? We have one person in here. One person is disgusting, man. One person. That's crazy. King Poseidon, what's up, family? One person. It's disgusting, man. It's not even real. It's not even realistic. One person. Danny Garcia, what's good, Blue? I had to close my YouTube app to try to I don't know what that means. It's crazy, man. It's insane. Insanity. He said I had to close my app to try to write something. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. Blue, why is it taking so long to announce Tank versus Martin? I don't know. Step mommy, peace and blessings, Queen. How you feeling today? Uh, um, yeah, I don't know, man. That be the problem. Mex Maga, Mex Mega, what's up, family? Liba 926, what's up, family? Anthony Spates, what's up, family? So now we have this situation with Ryan Garcia, right? As I told you guys, Ryan Garcia is, you know, it was all planned. I just told one of the brothers, one of the brothers asked me, they said, Blue, roll 1084, what's up, family? They said, Blue, you think Ryan Garcia has an issue or Ryan Garcia is simply planning this, right? And I said this, right? And I said this, right? I said, unknown, what's up, family? Geo James, Khalil 98, what's up? Sorry, T9 boxing class. What's up? Pardon my dogs, man. Michael Ray II. What's up, family? So I told you guys that this was all Ryan Garcia is strategic. Okay. Ryan Garcia is not Crunch Time Sports. What's up, family? Michael Ray II. What's up, family? Chris J. What's up, family? T9 Box Class. What's up, family? So I told you guys, Ryan Garcia, this is strategic on the part of Ryan Garcia, right? This is not Ryan Garcia, just losing his quote unquote marbles and Ryan Garcia going off the deep end. And Ryan, I told you guys this wasn't the case. The problem is that this is the problem that we have is that we have expectations, okay? And sometimes our expectations aren't realistic to that of the actual athletes. Our expectations of Ryan Garcia is not Ryan Garcia's expectations of Ryan Garcia. And so because of Ryan Garcia, G Seto, what's up, family? Because Ryan Garcia, we want to see Ryan Garcia completely lock in. We want Ryan Garcia to, 1000% just commit to the sport of boxing because that's what we are here for. We're not here for the politics that Ryan Garcia thinks about or is going through. We're not here for that. You understand what I'm saying? We are here for boxing. And so most people that are familiar with Ryan Garcia are either that of fans that are, he some sort of TikTok, right? Some sort of viral moment he had, or boxing. So when Ryan Garcia starts talking about things outside of the sport of boxing, right? Out of sports guy, what's good? He's deemed as being outside of his mind, which is not the case at all. And I told you guys, yes, Ryan Garcia does have issues. And he told you, he said that he struggles with anxiety. He struggles with other things. But, Ryan Garcia, he said, I go for a run and it brings me back to reality. And so another thing Ryan Garcia does is that Ryan Garcia completely focuses on, you see how they letting 6 people in at a time? That's not by accident. That's by design. Did you notice that they're letting 4 people, 6 people, 7 people, right? That's by design, people. And then from 99, now it's back to 94, right? Desky Annie, what's up, family? Where you been at? Right? So this is all by design. With that said, Ryan Garcia, as I told you guys, there's nothing.
Your sound went out. It's like it's real low. Salute, Chris J.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. I don't know how that happens because I don't push the sound bar down. I put it back.
Electronics.
No, but the bar is actually all the way down, but I don't put it back.
I can hear you loud and clear.
That's ridiculous, man. So, Ryan Garcia, row 1084, brother, in the super chat. Much love, brother. That's all the way down too.
Pony 10 times. Salute. How you feeling?
Salute to my brother, row 1084. Appreciate you, brother. Array the Scholar, what's up, family? Where you been at? Eastside Easy, what's good? Kiki, peace and blessings, Queen. Stanley Bailey, what's up, family? Jahad Mitchell, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said,
hold on. Sean said he can hear the girls in the back. Let me make sure it turns down so the quality of the show is good. 1 second.
He said, Blue, salute, random question. Why do they say that the B side can't send a contract if the B side have people willing to put up the money? Why can't they send a contract? They can, right? But here's what happens. They don't want the B side to be in any type of control, because then what happens is, Jahad Mitchell, is that erases all this A side, B side avoidance. So you can't avoid fights and you can't avoid fighters. Ty Baby, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Kiki, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? You can't avoid fighters. Spence, New York City, what's up, my brother? You can't avoid fighters and you can't avoid fights if we eliminate this A side, B side talk and make all things neutral. If you could come up with the money, let's fight. Let's just say this, right? Imagine if I came into $100 billion, right? $100 billion, I'm never gonna go broke. My kids ain't gonna go broke with $100 billion, right? So let's say I say I want to take $2 billion of that $100 billion and invest it in the sport of boxing, right? Something like Turki, His Excellency Turki Alalshikh is doing. BP77, what's good? Asker Ben Rog, what's up, family? And I say I want to put that in the sport of boxing, and I want to see the best fight the best. Well, guess what? That eliminates the A side, B side talk. The whole point in being the A side is to make sure you secure more of the money. But if, hypothetically speaking, let's say if I wanted to put on a fight right now between Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez, okay? And Teofimo Lopez, I'm going to say, okay, well, outside of the realm of what you guys negotiate, I'm going to give Teo $7 million and I'm going to give Keyshawn $3 million. I'm going to put $10 million in this fight just to see the fight. That's way more than Keyshawn's ever made. That's way more than Teofimo guaranteed made, right? And now what y'all negotiate for the 50%, the pay-per-views and all of that, let me get a little piece to make sure I can recoup or attempt to recoup my 10 million, whether it be based off of the gate, whether it be off of some of the give me a percentage off of the gate, give me a percentage off of the pay-per-views, and give me a percentage off of the revenue merchandise, right? Let me get a percentage off of those. That can see me get my 10 million back, right? But I'm putting 10 million in their pockets. So guess what? There's no reason for Unite to fight. Because now you being the A side, the whole point of being the A side is what? To get the money. So for instance, if Turki Alalshikh is coming in and saying, "Here, Tank, here go $20 million to fight Devin Haney," it don't matter what Devin Haney gets. I'm giving you $20 million of my hard-earned money, and I'll put it in escrow right now. You get $20 million guaranteed, and let me give Tank, and then I'm gonna give Devin $10 million. Now, what y'all negotiate outside of that? You know what I'm saying? Let me get a percentage of the pay-per-views. Let me get a small percentage of the gate. Let me get a small percentage over the revenue shares to get attempt to recoup my money. Samon's Goldberg, what's good? But if I got the money to blame, like he said on D Presidents, right? If I got the money to blame, right, and I'm okay with taking a loss, then what difference does it make? But this is what happens, people, is that the market, I upset the market, right? Because now what happens is I can make all these fights and I don't need all of this politics to play a part in making or preventing the fights from happening.
Yeah, because you got the one thing that is the equalizer is money.
Right. I got
It
the
can make
equalizer.
sure. Yep, it can make sure that the fight happened. I add the
Right.
extra back into styles make fights. I told before I said styles make fights and circumstances forces them. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
And check this out. Right.
Right.
It's what happens is now this is why the fighters are being advised to not do it. That's why the fighters are being advised, oh, don't if you Tank Davis, don't take that 20 million guaranteed.
Because it's done. It's a precedent now.
Right. Right. Exactly. Because now we're setting a precedent, right?
Yep.
And now, so the market changes. Now all of that, there's no excuses, there's no rhyme and reason not to make these fights, right? So or for loyalty, you're like, nah, I'll help you get the money in a different way, different direction, but boom, 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 let's do this. And that's what happens. So they get steered away from the Turki Alalshikhs. Like I don't know if you heard A side. Did you hear the interview Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya had?
Yeah, I did hear that interview.
And so remember on the interview, Oscar said the problem with Turki Alalshikh is he's resetting the market that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Right. Don't flush. What's up, family? Because they don't have the money to throw that money away. So they live off of A side, B side, building a specific fighter up to be the A side to control
Right.
it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happens is A side, it makes the fighters look bad. Stephen X was good. If some A side, let's say if I had 200 billion and then you had
Right.
200 billion, me and you friends, we two so,
Multi-billionaires.
yeah, multi-billionaires, right? AK Crowder, what's up, my brother? And we just got money. A side, we
Wazoo.
got $200 billion. If you took 10 billion and I took 10 billion, right? We ain't that 190 billion. We ain't never gonna spend that.
No.
Our kids ain't gonna spend that,
Right.
right? So me and you can afford to take 10 billion and you take 10 billion, I take 10 billion. We just having fun. What's the difference in ASAP? What's the difference in me taking 10 billion, you taking 10 billion, and we having fun? What's the difference in you buying the yacht?
Now the difference is you actually moving a tide of a sport. You're playing with power now because
Right,
you can buy an inanimate object like a yacht. You can only have so much fun with it, right? What are you gonna do? Throw parties on it,
right,
and you're losing money at the yacht anyways. You're using that as a fun thing, right?
right,
Now you're changing the and you're moving pieces in a sport now. Now you're playing with power,
right,
which becomes you know which becomes a game you want to play as a billionaire because you can buy anything you want. What a new Ferrari can come out, you can get it. A new Lamborghini come out, you can get it. The
mm-hmm,
latest edition of a jet can come out, you can get it. Right?
mm-hmm,
But how many people can say they can make Tank Davis and Devin Haney fight?
right,
Not too many people can do that.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
And
So
that's what I'm saying. So now,
exactly.
Robert Chandler, what's up, family? Jeremy Hurd, what's up? So now, what I'm saying, right? A side, MJ Jackson, what's up, family? The thing is, now if you took, so my point in saying that was that we'll throw away money for fun, right? Like a
Yeah.
yacht, like a Lamborghini, right? Now that's not 10 billion, but it's throwing away money. King, what's up, family? Uh, uh, uh. So now if me and you came together, we just friends, we kicking, we seen the world, we seen everything, right? We have yachts, we got you seen endless beautiful women, you you ate everything you could possibly eat.
That's a
You
fact.
you
Right.
traveled the world, you've been on the private jets. Is what else is there to see in life, right?
Right.
Like he said in the movie, I seen everything but Christ at that point, right?
Right.
Okay, so now if you say, hey bro, yo, Blue, hey, let's go, man. Let's take 10 billion and you take 10 billion. I take 10 billion of my money. We both got 200 billion. I take 10 billion of mine, you take 10 billion of yours. Man, let's go play in the sport of boxing. Right? A side could come in and say, hey, Tank, I give you 20 million. Then I could come in and say, Devin, I give you 20 million. We got money to burn. Right?
Yep.
I give you it don't even matter if we get it back. Right? But we could put incentives where part of the pay-per-view we get a percentage, part of the gate we get a percentage, so on and so forth, right? But you giving him 20 million, I give him 20 million, right? What's stopping the fight from happening?
There's nothing stopping the fight from happening.
Nothing.
Actually, it was a brand, you know, Casamigos.
Right.
That's how the story of Casamigos happened. You had rich friends that was together that loved tequila, but every time they drank tequila, even the top notch or top shelf, it was always kind of hard going down, right? So what they did was they put some money together and they spoke to distributors and they got distributors to make it real smooth. They wanted a certain type of quality of tequila, and then they wanted it to be smooth, almost effortless, right?
It's funny you said that, right?
Yeah.
Because look, I was just popping this bottle. I was waiting for Jay Lynn to come in with the Club Shay Shay.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I just poured a little glass. I opened it. Remember, I told Jay Lynn I promised I was going to do it on camera to tell her how it tasted.
Right.
I popped it, so I didn't take a sip because I was waiting for Jay Lynn to come in, right?
Right.
To see how it tasted.
How it tastes in real time. She get to get a real reaction.
A real reaction. So, but go ahead. So just because everybody's rave about this.
So you want to check it out?
Is that it's smoother than your Hennessy and then your natural cognac.
I definitely want your perspective on it.
Yeah.
So I forgot which movie star it was. I don't know if it was George Clooney. I forgot which movie star
George
it was.
Clooney. George
Clooney, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he got with his friends, and it was literally them like just throwing back stuff. But because they got so much money, they got well over $100 million. They can do this. They can have time, get distilleries, get people who are very good at making liquor to make exactly what they want. When they had it took about a year. When they had actually got the tequila to be the exact way they wanted it to be, it was so good, Blue, they had to share it. That's what happened. By it being so good, they had other people taste it and taste it and taste it. Everybody loved it to the point where they said, hey, man, we got to get this out to the market. They ended up getting it out to the market and Casamigos blew up. That's their story. But it got the same essence of what it is that you was talking about. If you're around with some friends and you've done everything and it's something that you like and you have money, you can start playing a power game now. Now you can start moving pieces in the way that you want it. If it's something that you don't like, you can actually move the pieces and use money like a tool to change what it is that you don't like. And if Turki Alalshikh get inside of boxing and he start moving pieces, we can start getting accustomed to having no certain level of fights. Fighters can get accustomed to having the money that they want in fights, and that A side can slip away. Promoters will have to really, really up their game, and that'll be to a level where they can't really play at anymore. It'll become a billionaire's game. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what you're saying, 1,000%.
And that's what that's what I'm saying, man. It completely your icon is on, not your face, right?
Yeah, I know my daughter made me some lunch a little bit late, so I'm eating what she made me. Yeah, she made me some lunch. So
no, so that's what I'm saying. They don't want to reset the market. You see what I'm saying? They don't want, because like you said, the fighters are going to start demanding a certain amount of money.
Yeah, they're gonna get used to it. They're gonna get
Right.
spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
$1 Dream Deuce, what's up, family? Razor 531, what's up, family? Danny Garcia Blue, shaking my head. I'm trying to join and it's not letting me. Gonna keep trying. Yeah, they're playing games, my channel. 1,000%.
I want my vision back. They definitely playing games with this channel.
Oh, 1,000%.
They playing games with this channel.
Yeah. All right, the sports guy, what's good? I want my vision back. What's up, family? He said, Blue, you need to grab a bottle of that Louis the fourth. Louis, what's that? Yeah, so yeah, they don't want the market to be reset, which is understandable, right? Because they don't have.
Because how do we You know, because like, because it can get to a point to where it's like it makes no sense. That, you know what I mean?
Right.
It can get to a weird place. So I can understand where they're coming from. I truly can. But
Right.
at the same time, as a fan, you still want these fights to happen. So they're going to have to be a common ground that get met. I don't know how, but there's a way out of this situation, and everybody need to sit down to the table and play nice with each other. Because if they're not going to do it, then it's going to open the door for the Turki Alalshikh to come in and get what they want. And it's just what's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And so again, people are mad at Andre Durrell, right? And I mean, excuse me, Andre Durrell was talking to Jalen Love, and I understood both their points, right? But I wanted to say this, right? Carriante Davis, what's up? Jonathan 97, what's up? It's a yeah, okay. Go good. What's up, family? So here's the thing: is that the sport of boxing has opened. We can't be mad at Jake Paul. Why can't we be mad at Jake Paul? Jake Paul's not ruining the sport of boxing, and we can't be mad at Jake Paul. We have to be mad at the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing is not giving the fans the fights that they want to see, and they're dragging it out. Every time we get a big fight, it's dragged out. Every single time there's a big fight, it's dragged out. It never fails. We can't get one big fight that just organically happens and comes to fruition. Southwest Dice, what's good? Hayden Haradine, what's up? Not one.
And this is why it's not good to have monopolies, right? This is why the U.S. government like to break up monopolies, because if you have a monopoly on an entire industry, then you get to dictate one price, you get to dictate how much product. It's just too much power. That's why the U.S. always break down monopolies. That's why they broke down with Rockefeller with the oil company, and then that's why you got Exxon. That's why you got Shell's gas station. That's why you had to have different gas stations at different prices to establish a market. Because if you just have one, he can charge the price at any amount, and because it's only one place you can get it from, you have to adhere to that, and he can distribute how much he wants to distribute, so he can effectively put a noose on gas and oil and petrol, all things petrol, right? In boxing, what the promoters are drunk off of, they are drunk off having an industry and monopolizing the industry, and then they dictate the terms, and they don't give a dang about what the fans got to say and whoever else got to say. With Turki Alalshikh can be he can be introducing new options, and which can open up a market. And by default, it wouldn't be a monopoly anymore. That terrifies them because
Mm-hmm.
they can't dictate terms anymore. They can give options, but they cannot dictate terms anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is they have to come to some type of um to some type of agreement, with the fans, like, hey, we're going to do this amount of fights, we're going to have these amount of big fights a year, we're going to give you guys what you want, but this is what we need in order to make it happen. Something have to happen, because they can't keep playing it the way that they're playing it right now, because the fans are fed up. And at a certain point, we're going to say, well, to hell with the promoters. If we need to Turkey out of seats, we need to Turkey out of seats. It's just that bad now. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that bad. You know what I mean? It's going to get to a point where it's us or them.
Mm-hmm. And that's my thing, right? So we can't blame Jake Paul from having a space in boxing. We have to blame boxing. Unvaccinated 85, what's up, family? Cinnamon Sad, what's up? DeMarcus, what's good? It's not Jake Paul's fault that he has a place in the sport of boxing. It's boxing's fault that Jake Paul has a place in the sport of boxing. Jake Paul is not ruining boxing. Boxing
Facts,
is ruining boxing.
facts, facts.
You understand? Jake Paul just has a space in the sport of boxing. And the reason that Jake Paul has a space in the sport of boxing is because boxing is not giving the fans what they want in a timely manner. Boxing tells us, right? Uh, 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 um, Boxing tells us that this is what boxing does. We're gonna give you what we want to give you when we want to give it to you. That's not how.
That's a fact.
You can't tell me I'm going to give you what I want to give you. I'm going to give you what you want when I want to give it to you. It don't operate like that. The world doesn't operate like that. You
and
understand?
you're gonna pay me. And you're gonna pay me to do it.
And you're going to pay me to do it. Imagine this. Imagine this, just to give you an example, right? And I say this all the time. Imagine going to Burger King and say, hey, I want that new Whopper. And they say, no, we ain't got the Whopper yet, but we're going to give you this chicken sandwich for the same price as the Whopper. But when we ready to give you the Whopper, we'll give you the Whopper.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Right. So what they're doing. As a consumer, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be like, okay, how many times you going to take that? Not many.
You're going to take your money elsewhere.
You're going to take your money elsewhere. And then guess what? So guess what? Now you can go to a different place. Let's say you go to White Castles, right? And now you go to White Castles, and White Castles say, hey, we don't have the quality of the Whopper, right? But what we do is we're going to make this as fun for you as possible, because we're going to give you the opportunity to make what you want to make. Now you make your own burger here, and we're going to have fun doing it.
I'll take that.
You're going to take that?
I'll take that. Yeah.
The quality may not be the Whopper, but you're going to be entertained.
Yeah, you're getting a burger.
You're getting a burger. Right.
You know what I mean? And at least you get to put the burger together.
Right. You know, so guess what Jake Paul did? He's changing the sport of boxing. He's changing the sport of boxing, regardless if people like it or not. Jake Paul just made sure he created history twice that has never been done in the history of the sport of boxing, where all these millionaires, multi-millionaires, billionaires like Floyd Mayweather in the sport of boxing.
That's a fact.
That has never done it. And they got the money to do it. We've never had a women headline a card at Madison Square Garden. Jake Paul made sure that happened. We never had women make $1 million in the sport of boxing. Jake Paul made sure that happened. So how Jake Paul makes sure because he make money outside the sport of boxing, right? A-side, he don't need the money. He's not in the sport of boxing for the money.
Yep, he played. Yep, exactly.
Remember, he looked at the contract. He looked at the contract that the fighters was getting on the card that he was on. And he was like, wait a minute. Y'all ain't getting no money? He was unaware. Remember that? And then he took money out his purse and made sure they all ate. So we missing the big picture, because I ain't never seen Floyd Mayweather on no card, and he'll show us he made $200 million. Jake Paul ain't make $200 million. Floyd Mayweather show you on one fight he made $150 to $200 million. And I ain't never seen Floyd Mayweather take no money out his purse to feed everybody else on the undercard out his own purse. I ain't never seen that. Floyd Mayweather made $100+ million multiple times, right? Right, A-side? I ain't never seen him make sure the women in the women's in boxing got paid $1 million. I ain't never seen him do that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I ain't never seen that. We just talk about how Ryan Garcia and Tank made $30 million a piece, right?
Yep.
Okay, so which one of them said, okay, let's give $1 million of that purse to Alicia Baumgartner to fight Clarissa Shields?
That will make the fight happen.
That'll make the fight happen, right?
That will make the fight happen. Absolutely will make the fight happen.
Right. So we mad in the sport of boxing because Jake Paul is a novice and he's recognizable and he's fighting recognizable people, but he's a novice. The problem is that he's a novice in an A-side position because he don't need it. He's popular. He's built up a brand and a name outside the sport of boxing. So by the time he committed to the sport of boxing, you already knew who he was. But he's only 27, A-side. You know how many fighters? How old was Bernard Hopkins when he was a professional? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's only 27. Jake Paul don't shortchange the sport of boxing. He's just fighting. He's a novice. Like I gave a breakdown of Tank Davis's first 10 fights against Canelo's first 10 fights, and Devin Haney's first 10 fights. All of these guys' first 10 fights compared to Jake Paul. There's no
I
difference.
heard that. That was beautiful.
The only difference is Jake Paul is fighting guys you heard of, Ennis and Silva. For all I know, these three guys, first of all, Tank has two guys in his first 3 fights that never even had a fight. So I don't know what they was doing in their walk of life.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul's resume is better than all theirs if you count their first 10 fights. It's his fights are harder than theirs because at least they were they were in combat sports and some of them was champion in their respective sport. Whereas you said Tank fought 2 guys that they ain't never have a fight. So if you compare the resume with the first 10 fights, it's arguable that Jake's resume is better than theirs with their first 10 fights by who he was fighting while being a novice.
Right.
Because he also picked up the sport late too. You have to take that into account as well.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So he's not a bad for the sport of boxing. He's just fighting novices. But guess what he's doing that nobody else is doing? He's making sure everybody else eats. He's growing the sport of boxing. Period.
And that's what they don't like, Blue. That's what they don't like. Because not only he's coming in, he's the A side, he's changing things that was never changed before. So he's holding boxing accountable in a way that it was never held accountable before. Like, why is this still like this? Mm-hmm. Everybody can look around and say, yeah, that shouldn't have been like that for this long. There's no way that should have been like that for this long. And he's coming in, he's changing it right off the bat.
You got to understand another thing. He knows when he respects the sport. A-side. Mm-hmm. When he's on the card, he knows Amanda Serrano is a legend. A-side. Twice he's been on the card. He's the draw.
Right.
But A-side, twice on that card, he said, no, I'll be the co-main event. You're the main event.
That's respect.
What else you want from the dude? We have to thirst and boy in the shoe. What's good? Vaughn 99X. What's up? We have to take these things into consideration.
Salute, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? When have you seen a side in that position say, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna let you more accomplish? That's not gonna happen. Ain't nobody trying to give up their position. The thing is, he's in a position to give up his position because he don't need the money. But he started his career off late, and he's taking the sport of boxing serious. Understand, him fighting Mike Tyson is an exhibition. Mike Tyson, 57 years old. Cool. I mean, Roy Jones just fought Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali did it. Sugar Ray Robinson did it. All the greats have done it. I mean, for Christ's sake, it was Joe Frazier or Sugar Ray Robinson. One of them had bum of the month.
I think that when that Sugar Ray that had that bum of the month.
Off the top of my head, I'm a little bit foggy right now, but one of them had bum of the month. I think it was Joe. I think it was Joe Louis.
Oh, okay.
But they had bum of the month where they just fought a bum.
But you just said it right till you get before this super chat. You just said it. What makes him unique and special is that he came in with money. So he came in full. You see what I'm saying? To the point where he can focus on change. That makes sense. That's like people doing philanthropy work. You don't get in philanthropy work and you dead broke and change things more than somebody who get in philanthropy work and they have nothing to do and a crap ton of money to make sure it gets done. Who's going to evoke change more often than not?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Who is going to have the power to change? Whatever bad scenario to a good one more often than not. It's going to be the person that got money and time, and he got both.
Right. You understand? So we have to take those things into consideration, man.
So blue, real quick. I want to like right after you get done with this super chat, I want to go into this Ryan Garcia thing with you. I really want to break that down with you because it was kind of weird to me, that video. I want to get you. I definitely want to see what you guys say about it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yusuf Little B1, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. UFC had Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh lit last night. It's a lot of energy around UFC. Facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because you know why, Yusuf? Because they're giving you the fights you want to see, and they're not pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining. Trey Pete, Deuce 777. What's up? Ron, what's up, family? They're not pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining.
Isn't that crazy how we seen the inception of UFC? I'm 30 right now this year, and in my lifetime, I've seen the UFC develop into blossom into something that's a behemoth. That's crazy. You remember when it was just MMA, right? You remember when it was just the Ultimate Fighter? That's what it was. Remember when it was the Ultimate Fighter? Right. Like, yo, it blew up into something that's just completely different, man. Completely different.
And I want to give y'all. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, we have over 190 people in the chat right now. If everybody just go ahead and take a moment and smash the like button again, smash the like button. If you guys are enjoying this content is not free. However, you can pay your admission by clicking the X at the top right-hand side of the screen. If you're on any mobile device, press the thumbs up button until it glows black and then come back into the chat. We appreciate you guys. That is all you will need in order to pay your admission for this quality content, is to smash the like button. That will show us all the appreciation we need. Help us get into the YouTube algorithm so other boxing fans just like yourself can receive this boxing info. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love all of you guys. Also, I do have some new content coming this week. Again, A-Side is back on it. I have some interesting and exciting content that's coming out this week. So go ahead and smash that link. The content will be coming out this week. I know I've been dormant for a while, but I am kicking back up this week. I want my followers and I want my folks to tell me exactly what you guys think. Like, I always expect the comments in the comment sections. I react to the comments in the comment section and I actually comment back. So I do want you guys heavily influenced inside of the content that will be coming out this week and on forward. So we appreciate you guys. Yes, Stepmommy, about time for sure. About time. So I appreciate you guys. The link is in the chat. Make sure you click the link. I do have some content coming out this week. Appreciate all of you guys. Love all you guys. Thanks.
Kyle Porter, what's up, family? Now, I want you to check this out real quick before we get into the Ryan Garcia thing. Bernard Hopkins started boxing at 18.
Okay.
Jake Paul started boxing at what, 20?
I thought it was like 24 or
23 or 24, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bernard Hopkins, 10 fights, first 10 fights as a professional. Just take this into consideration and check me out. His first fight, he fought Clinton Mitchell. He lost, right? Clinton Mitchell
lost the record.
Huh? He didn't have a record. He just started boxing, Clinton Mitchell. He was 0-0-0. You know what he finished his career as?
What?
A total of 5 fights, 3-1-1.
Dang.
And one of those fights he won, one of the 3 fights he won was Bernard Hopkins. Okay?
Right.
So he finished his career with a total of 5 fights.
5 fights.
Okay? Then he fought Greg Page, who had 2 fights total in his career.
Right.
You know what he finished his record as? A total of 3 fights. 1 win, 2 losses, no draws. Okay?
Right.
Then he fought Keith Gray. Keith Gray had never had a fight in his career. He started, that was his debut. Do you know how many fights Keith Gray had total, what he ended his career as?
Don't tell me 1 fight.
A total of 2 fights. 0 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Knocked out both of those fights and never fought again.
Right.
Then he fought Eddie Tyler. Okay? Eddie Tyler finished his career. Now, when he fought Eddie Tyler had 7 wins, 9 losses, no draws. What's that, A-Side? A total of 16 fights. So Eddie Tyler had 16 fights. and he was 7 wins, 9 losses. Eddie Tyler finished his career with 19 fights. He only fought 3 more times. Okay.
Did he lose the yeah,
he lost to Hopkins. Now, Bernard Hopkins' 5th fight. That was Bernard Hopkins' 4th fight. Bernard Hopkins' 5th fight. He fights Juvan Mercado. Guess how many fights he had in total?
No.
2. Guess what his record was? How many fights did he finish his career with? A total of 4. He had 1 win, 3 losses, and knocked out twice.
Right.
Okay? That's Bernard Hopkins' 5th fight. His 6th fight as a professional, he fought Khalif Shabazz, who had a total of 21 fights. But he was 10 wins, 11 losses, no draws. Right? This man finished his career with 31 fights. But guess what, A-Side? He only won 1 more fight in
out
all
of the
those
30.
years. So when Hopkins fought him, he had 10 wins, right?
Right.
He fought more years. Okay, he fought up until that fight was in 1990. He fought all the way up into 2006, A-Side. 16 years later, he only tallied 1 more win. In 16 years.
That's insane.
In 16 years,
that's insane.
He garnered 1 more win since fighting Bernard Hopkins. Then he fought Percy Harris, who had 8 wins, no loss, no draws. The best of them all. Right?
Right.
Guess what he finished his record with? A total of 19 fights. 15 wins, 4 losses, no draws.
That's not bad.
That's a pretty good record, right?
That's not bad.
That's the best guy, right? That was his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight, A-Side. Okay, before he fought somebody of any note of quality. But guess what he did after that? A-Side, he went back down. He fought Darren Oliver, who had a total of 1 win, 3 losses. This is his 8th fight, A-Side.
Right.
1 win, 3 losses. He finished his career. Guess what his record was? How many fights he had total finishing his career? 6 fights.
I was about to say 5.
And guess what, A-Side? He never had another win. He never had a win.
You could just stop right there, Blue. That's crazy, yo. This is his first 10 fights.
Yeah, this is his first 10 fights. And this dude fought all the way up 6 more years since fighting Bernard Hopkins.
That's wild.
And didn't get a win in 6 years.
That's wild.
Okay? He had a total of 1 win his entire career. Then he fights. Now, mind you, he fought Percy Harris, who we said had a solid record, right? 8 wins, no loss, 15-4 finish, right? But then he went down to fight Darren Oliver, who had 1 win in his entire career.
All right.
Okay? Then he fights Mike Sapp in his 9th fight. And guess what his record was, A-Side? 1 win, 9 losses, 1 draw. Guess what he finished his career with, A-Side? How many wins you think he garnered since then?
No, I don't think he garnered no wins.
No more wins. He went on to lose 3 more times. Finished his career 1 win, 11 losses, 1 draw.
Yeah.
Okay? Then the 10th fight. He fights Richard Qualez. Has a total of 4 wins, 8 losses, no draws. This is his 10th fight. Guess what he finished his career with? How many wins you think he got?
Maybe 1 more.
And no more. He finished his career 4 wins, 13 losses, no draws, and knocked out 8 times.
Now, that's wild.
Now, that's Bernard Hopkins, the legend.
First 10 fight.
His first 10 fights compared to.
There's no way his resume is better than Jake Paul's. No way.
Okay.
His first 10 fights. His first 10 is no way his resume is better than Jake Paul's. No way.
No way. It's not even close.
No way.
It's not even close.
We can get it. we can. Yeah, I just think people don't like Jake Paul, and I can understand why they're saying that. Salute, Mark. Salute, Jones 23. I can understand why they don't like him because it's not. it's not familiar to them, right? Like you always say, familiarity is stronger than love, right? What's familiar to boxing fans is for somebody to start off their career similar to the Bernard Hopkins, right? It's not for somebody to come into boxing that's already incredibly rich, change up the sports, bring people from other sports into the sport, bring fans to the sport because they're coming from other sports and it's crossing over, and then garner a big amount of money. That's not familiar. You see what I'm saying? And you always say familiarity is stronger than love. So they don't like this dude because of that. And the only thing that I have a problem with is him fighting Mike. I mean, like I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on that. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just not. I'm not comfortable with that. Mike and Holyfield, they can go at it right now, and I wouldn't mind both of them going at it, right now. But I just have a problem with a 27-year-old versus a 57-year-old. That's just me. But that's anecdotal, right? That's just myself.
Mm-hmm.
Other people may like it, for whatever reason.
Now, Asa, I want to give you a number.
Right.
And you tell me who this fighter is. This fighter was knocked out by a guy that had 15 wins, finished his career.
Okay.
This legend was knocked out by a guy that had finished his career, 15 wins, 8 losses, 6 draws, and been knocked out 5 times. Okay. He also was knocked out by another gentleman. Okay. So this gentleman finished his career.
The fighter lost to him or got knocked out by him?
Yeah, this legend. A legend was knocked out by this fighter.
Was it Pac-Man?
Yes.
Pac-Man? Yeah, I mean, you got a valid point for the first 10 fights. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this ironclad. If you put his resume the first 10 against anybody, I'm like, that's really iron. It's ironclad. Like, I can't lie to you. It is. The only resume that's going to look better than his first 10 is going to be Loma's.
Right.
Not even close. Not even close, right?
And Riggindale.
Right. So it's going to be very few people who you're going to be able to put their first 10 fights against Jake Paul first 10 fights, and it's going to blow it out of the water. But that's what I'm saying. It's not familiar. It's not a custom in boxing that you see all the time. It's just not. It's not a thing. So that's why they hate. That's why they hate him. That's why they hate him. I'm neither here nor there with Jake Paul. I done told you this plenty of times on the on live. I'm neither here nor there with him. Do I watch the fights? No, because at the end of the day, we're going to White Castle. We're getting a burger. Although I build it, it sucks. It's not flame broiled. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like.
And that's what I'm saying, ASAP. The whole thing about it is this. This is the whole thing, right, ASAP?
Right.
At the end of the day, the thing about it is this: is that, like you just said this. It's unfamiliar territory because boxing is a poor man's sport. He came into this sport. He's far from poor. He's already a multimillionaire. He don't need the money, so he don't have the burden.
And let's not refute the point that he's white in doing this. Yeah. That's a big deal too.
And he was goofy.
He was young. Yeah, it's like if you can make a character of a person, right, and give this character features and all the things that they're not supposed to be, he's the polar opposite of what you would think a boxer is supposed to be.
Right.
So he's the polar opposite. Suburban, YouTube. Started off doing like sitcoms or shows like that.
This is what somebody sent me, and just make this make sense. This just puts everything in what you just said in the full context.
Right.
Okay. This puts everything in what you just said in the full context. This is what somebody sent me. This is what somebody made.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. This is who Mike Tyson is fighting. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So now this dude came into your sport. It goes back to what we was just talking about earlier, me and you, right?
Right.
In our community, if you don't come from poverty and you had to eat a cereal with water,
yeah,
and you had to drink water with sugar in it, and you had to have syrup sandwiches, right? And you
Right.
ain't have rodents running around your house, and you ain't come outside your house and see a corpse laying on the corner, then you
Right.
can't possibly participate and be tough enough to compete in my sport.
Yeah, for sure.
You
For
ain't
sure.
respected because you ain't
That
come from
right. That grit.
the hard
Hmm.
truth, right?
Yep.
So that goes back to what me and you was talking about earlier.
Right.
You ain't come for, so it's lack of respect for you, because I had to get it out the mud. See, it's my Egypt peace blessed queen. The thing is this, right, Asai, is that we don't want to admit that we don't like Jake Paul because he's where you at in your sport,
Hmm.
and he didn't come from your walk of life as you seen it.
That's a
But
fact.
but the thing is, what they don't realize about Jake Paul is that he did come from the gutter. He just didn't choose boxing as his way to come out. He chose to
Mhm.
be a social media influencer,
Right.
and it elevated him to a level higher than what the sport of boxing has elevated the boxers in.
Right.
So they quote unquote want to get him out the sport. A side, it goes back to what we was just talking about with the promoters with Turki Alalshikh. We got to get our money the hard way. You got this oil money. We
Right.
don't want
Exactly.
you in the sport.
Yeah. Get that petrodollar out of here.
Get that man. Who you think you are in this sport?
Your money is printed. Our money is earned. It is printed too.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
understand what I'm saying, inside?
Right.
So it goes back to that's the problem.
Right.
So we can't see the forest past the trees.
Mm.
Dude is just fighting. He's fighting the same level of competition that everybody else has fought in their first 10 fights. And guess what? The weird part about it to me is this, right? The weird part about this to me is this, right? Asai, is that he's more committed to the sport of boxing than some of these quote unquote real fighters in boxing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. That's true.
Period.
That's true.
Christopher Howard seen my brother. He said, Blue, I respect your platform, but uh, Jake is just after the bag. I have no problem with it, but Mike Tyson, different beast. Be careful. Jake already, Jake
He
already gets
came
the
in.
bag,
He
bro.
came in accomplished. Like this. This is the thing. When you make a lot of money, I don't think boxing's the sport you want to come in after you accomplish. Like
Right.
that's a tough sport. You can't play boxing. You have to have some sort of admiration for the sport and respect for the sport. Like if you want to go and do anything, there's plenty of adult leagues anywhere that's less contact and less physical than
And
boxing.
he ain't doing celebrity boxing. He's fighting
No,
real UFC fighters. Anderson
right.
Silva, Tyron Woodley. These dudes can knock your block off, bro.
They're legends in their own respect.
Yeah, and
Their
they in
own
combat
sport.
sports, and they strikers. They're not.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Tony 10 times do so 6. He said, "You lost me, boo. What I lost you with? What, great brother? What did I lose you with, great brother? Tell me what I lost you with."
I just think some people just don't like Jay Paul, and this is one of the things that we're not going to be here nor there. I just respect what he's doing as far as he's coming to a sport, he's seeing stuff that he don't like, and then he's actively changing the sport that he can like for a better outcome, for positive. Like with what he did with the women, and then putting them on the main event and put him as undercard. Like you can't, you gotta give him his grams for that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like here's the thing. I'm not a basketball fan at all, right? But I can respect the talent that LeBron James have, right? And I can respect that what he has done in his career has allowed him to build schools for people that look just like him and hire and employ people that look just like him in those schools so those kids can have a fighting chance. You see what I'm saying? With better outcomes than just having the public schools being readily available for them. So I don't have to like something or like what somebody do to appreciate what it is that they're doing and changing that they're causing. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I can say about Jake Paul. Like some of the things that he is doing, I can't find some respect for them. I don't like him as a boxer. I don't think he's a great boxer. And I don't like this move with Mike Tyson. Everything else I'm indifferent to, but I can respect the fact that this guy is making positive change in the sport that I do love, and I can shine a light on that. Salute. It says blue, but MMA isn't boxing. The distance is different. The distance is different. I think like the discipline is different. The stance is different. That's why they call it MMA. Boxing. The real boxer will beat the MMA fighter in a boxing ring 100% of the time. Yeah, the striking is different. Out of the sports guy, the striking is different. The stances are different. But if you got a champion in their respective sport, at least they are used to combat. At least they're used to a combat sport, right?
Yeah.
And by
So
them,
here's the thing, right, Asa? The sport is different as far as combat, but they are professional boxers, just not at that level.
right? They're
They
not.
train in boxing. They just train in different areas as well. They don't just focus on one area. So
Yeah,
they train in grappling, and they train in wrestling, and they train in boxing, and they train in whether it be jujitsu or whatever, kicking. So they are professionals in that sport, in that lane. They're not. So uh, uh, um, when you say it's a different discipline, yes, but guess what? If a boxer don't take them serious, it's going to be a problem. Like Tyson Fury not taking Ngannou serious got him almost knocked out. You think you could
yeah.
walk in off the streets and knock out Tyson Fury? Absolutely not. But because he has a combat discipline, right?
Hmm.
And he's a professional combat athlete. His sole focus is not boxing, but they are trained in boxing at a high level. They just have to train to prepare for every aspect, meaning that they have to train for you to come in and be a wrestler. Every one of them is not world-class wrestlers, but they
That's
have
that's like the thing that said you jack of all trade, master of none. But when you come
right.
inside the boxing, they're master of one. And the trait and the trait that you
Exactly.
in, they some masters at. So you're seeing the difference, right?
Right.
You're seeing the difference right away. Karma's just trying to start some stuff
But
now. She
but
gonna talk
blessings to
so
the queen, Karma Serene. Peace and
she
blessings,
gonna talk
queen.
about some A side. She said, A side, do you respect Mike Tyson because you're not giving him any chance? I, I'm really big on knowing that the bones get brittle, the joints are what they used to be, inflammation not what they used to be, sight depth it's not what it used to be, reactionary time is not what it used to be, agility is gone. Yeah, you still have your power, but when you get hit, your body takes longer to recover. So he's getting hit in the head, and that's our elder. So I'm very respectful towards our elder. I think Karma, you think that I don't have no respect or I don't, give not giving Mike Tyson no chance. I'm saying that if it's one thing I want to be wrong about is Mike Tyson winning this fight and knocking Jake out because Jake is younger, he have a much greater chance of, one surviving their account and two recovering from it. We are not focusing on the other end, the other extreme that can happen. If Mike Tyson get knocked out, the best we can hope for him is one that he's survived the encounter, two that he recovers well from it, and nothing happens, nothing changed. He comes out of the ring okay. But what happens if he get hit the wrong way? He get the shakes. What happens if he get hit the wrong way? Like this is a sport that we see young people perishing a lot of times, and I'm real conscientious of that. So that's what I'm saying, Karma. That's what I'm saying. I know it may come off as if, like, I'm thinking, no, it's not that. It's just that it, things do happen in life that are unfortunate, and I just think you heighten that probability with age when you talk about a contact sport that involves you hitting your head and your brain rattling against the skull.
And let me say this. Salute to my brother, Boss Fan, full-time brother in the super chat. Them Jake fights are well choreographed. Where? We have to stop repeating things we heard. What's choreographed about Jake Paul's fights? All fights in the first 10 to 15 fights are choreographed. That's why we have matchmaking. What you think matchmaking is? I'm going to match make. I'm going to match you up with somebody that perfectly suits your skill set so that you can win. Isn't that choreographed? Am I wrong, Asad?
And matchmaking is choreographed because what you're doing, you're imagining the fight in your head and picking out which style's favor your fighter to
Right.
win. So
I'm picking a style that I know that is going. You pretty much is going to win in.
it's non-practice choreographing.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. It's already that's why you have great matchmakers. I'm going to match you up with a fighter that best suits your style. North side of Dallas, brother in the super chat. Much love. He said if he beats 50-year-old old Tyson, he will get a statue. No, that's not what it's about. Mike Tyson fight is not for. It's entertainment. It's just exhibition in the middle of his career. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's exhibition in the middle of his career. I mean, think about this. Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali. We knew Muhammad Ali was well past it. He was nowhere near the age of Mike Tyson. But look how he got beat up, and everybody was like, "Man, Larry Holmes should have never fought him." So age ain't have nothing to do with it. It's just the exposure. That's all it is. Mr. Holmes said these Jake Paul fights aren't real. Are you out your mind?
He knocked Tyron Woodley out. And
that
was a horrible knockout. Like no man would want to. That's a horrible knockout.
Oh man, bro, you can't make this up. Jahad Mitchell, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in super chat. Jake Paul is really big on YouTube. My son knew who he was before me. Oh, facts. Signs of the Times TV HQ was good. How could they be fake when he got knocked out cold and fell flat on his face? What are you talking about? Tyron Woodley ain't no stunt man. DeMilton Wheat, what's up? Y'all gotta relax, man. Tyron Woodley ain't no stunt man. He ain't no actor. What are you talking about? He got caught and got knocked out. Period. And fell first.
Acting. If Tyron Woodley is an actor, then Jake Paul got to be an actor. And that acting that they did is a Academy Award winning acting. If they're able to do that, you got to think about it. Movies like actors, boxing movies have actors in it, and they don't look as good as that. You mean to tell me these two people are not actors? Are not actors, right? And they're able to make action in real life look like that. Not even cinematic movies can do that. They can't do that with real actors. So that it just don't make sense to me. He's just got
in real time. Tyron Woodley just became Denzel Washington,
a Golden Globe, but then it'll take for Jake Paul to become an actor too. It got to be both. Remember,
both.
It can't be
and then on top of it, he fell face first without. Come on, bro. You know how what that, and they had to plan that what round, bro. Come on, man. Y'all got to relax with this, man. You don't. Again, that's why I said you don't have to like Jake Paul, but y'all just we don't even be realistic in the things that we say. We don't even be realistic in the things we say.
Yeah, that's just it, man. The thing is, he just got knocked out. Tyron Woodley knocked plenty of people out. He got caught. He got knocked out. You know, and he got caught with something that was a setup too. So you could tell Jake Paul studying boxing. He was jabbing him to the stomach, lowered his hand, looked like he was gonna go to the body. So Tyron Woodley dropped his hand even more and came with a left hook to the face. Caught him clean, knocked him cold out.
Let me ask them a question. Watch this. Now watch this now. If Floyd Mayweather came back right now and said he wanted to fight Devin Haney, what would y'all say?
Oh, Floyd Mayweather.
Not you, Asad. For the chat. If Floyd Mayweather said he coming out of retirement and fighting Devin Haney right now, what would y'all say? Who would want to see? Who would want to say? Who? If Floyd Mayweather say I'm gonna fight Devin Haney, my next fight gonna be Devin Haney. Who's against it? So I see everybody saying they're gonna say no, but we know in all reality you won't say no.
I was about to, yeah, and that's why you stopped me, Blue.
Yeah,
That's why you stopped me.
we know in all reality, ain't nobody saying no. We know that. Ain't nobody gonna be pitching 4K. What's up, nephew? If Floyd Mayweather came out today and said he was gonna fight Devin Haney or Tank Davis,
that's a bad. Oh, that's a bad. That's a bad. That's a bad. I'm sorry. That's a bad.
everybody,
That's a bad.
it's gonna break the internet. Ain't
That's a
nobody
bad.
gonna be out here talking about, man, Devin Haney ruining the sport of boxing.
Nah, they BSing right now. That's a bad. That's a bad. That's
right.
a bad. He said, "A-side, you crazy? You know, I'm saying. You said you know I'm saying no. I didn't know you were gonna say no. Nah, Floyd Mayweather
and Devin Haney.
Dev?
Floyd came out right now and said that his next fight gonna be Tank or Devin Haney.
No, I'm watching it for sure. I'm watching it.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody gonna say Floyd, Devin Haney, or Tank is ruining the sport of boxing. Nobody.
I'm watching it. I'm there. I'm watching that fight. I don't care what nobody says.
Who gonna say? Now we ain't being truthful, people. Who gonna come on here and be like, man, Devin is ducking Tank to fight Floyd?
No, nobody.
Or Tank is ducking Devin to fight Floyd.
Salute, Luke. How you feeling, man?
Ain't nobody gonna say that.
Nah.
Nobody.
Devin Floyd. I'm watching that. Oh God, I'm watching that. I don't care what nobody say.
Of course. It would go A-side. It will break the internet. It would be on everything. If Floyd came out right now and said, you know what, Bill, you talk too much, man. I'm coming out. I'm fighting Devin Haney. Ain't nobody on here going to be talking about, man, Devin is ruining the sport of boxing. Tank is... If Floyd came and said, man, I'm fighting Tank Davis next. Now, some people, this what people might say, right? This what people might say, man, Floyd Mayweather trying to derail their career because you think Floyd gonna win. Because you think Floyd gonna win. So you think that Floyd is trying to derail their career.
I'm gonna be real. That's not a gimme fight for Dev. I don't care what nobody. That's not a gimme fight.
Ain't a gimme fight for nobody. Floyd come out and say he's gonna fight.
Floyd. Ain't no gimme fight for Floyd. Ain't no gimme fight for Dev. That's a tough fight. That's a good fight. I don't care. I'm watching that fight. Y'all tripping.
Of course. Of course.
What you say, Blue? Take my money.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, that's not it. I like that fight.
Of course, A-side. I'm at man, fly me to the announcement ASAP.
For sure.
Fly me there ASAP, man. People, y'all in here talking about, I wouldn't support. Man, stop, man. It's boxing. As boxing fans, we just be unrealistic because you know it ain't happening. So now you talking about, hey, I wouldn't be behind it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be realistic here.
And another thing too, you gotta Floyd is always in the gym. He's a gym rat. So even right now, his body, like the dude body is a machine, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, Mike Tyson muscle memory. You seen him throw that 80 punch combination right now on the heavy bag? Mike Tyson ain't he ain't, bro. Mike Tyson is not no wheelchair bound 57-year-old man. We got to knock it off. Is he a young buck? No. He ain't no young buck. But man, listen, man. You think Jake Paul going in there and you think Mike Tyson ain't got it? You out your mind. Now I don't know if he got the stamina to keep up the pace and do it consistently throughout round and round like he's 35 years old. I don't think he could do that.
Okay, so let's play that game.
But in spots, man, come on, man.
Let's play that game. It's round 5, and it's a 10-round fight. And he's starting to... Now
yeah,
what?
He ain't gonna do that though.
He ain't gonna do what?
He see, this was what's being missed is that Mike Tyson is a professional. He knows he's gonna pick and choose his spots. He can't do what he used to do when he's 40 and 35. No, but he can fight in spurts, and he can cut the ring off, and he can make you very, very inactive if he wants to, just putting pressure on you with his legs and cutting the ring off. And then when he gets you in a position to let his hands go, now is again, like I said, expectations. I'm not talking that he's gonna go in there, throw 400 jabs, he gonna throw 700 punch. No, he can't do that. No, sir. But we talking about Mike Tyson. It's called muscle memory, and the last thing to go is your power. Mike Tyson put you in a compromised position. It could be good night, Irene. His hands are fast enough, and his movement, his reflexes are fast enough in those spurts and those spots that if he clips you, you are going to sleep. I don't care who you are. It just is what it is. Now, can he keep up with the movement of the young, vibrant legs and the constant reflexes that Jake Paul has, and the consistency and the work rate of Jake Paul? No, he can't do that. Is he gonna have the reflexes to respond to everything Jake Paul's doing? No, he ain't gonna be able to do that either. You know what I'm saying? But when he can do it in those spurts, if you are not on your A game and B game, you're going to sleep.
You'll pull a Barroso with Rolly.
Exactly. You see what happened in that, right?
He'll pull a Barroso with Rolly.
And look, Barroso, we know Barroso as well. He got to be.
That man is not no 40 years old.
If he ain't 50, he at least 48.
48.
And I'm being generous, but guess what?
But 49 is his birthday today.
But A-Side, look what he did though. Twice back to back. Rolly and O'Hare Davis.
Yeah, but he active too, Blue. That's another thing that I'm taking into consideration with Tyson.
Yeah, but active. Yeah, but active or not, your muscle memory and your power don't go.
I get that.
Mike can be as active as he want to. Age is undefeated.
Yeah, for sure. 1,000%.
But yeah, I don't care how active, how much he working out. I don't care how much boxing he doing. Age is undefeated. But what doesn't go away is your power and your understanding.
Okay. Okay, so let's go down this vein. Your power and your understanding, right?
Right.
But you got to admit, a 57-year-old that's working out versus a 57-year-old that's not working out. The 57-year-old that's working out is going to be able to do more of those things that they know how to do.
Mike Tyson works out every day.
Yeah, but working out and being in boxing is two completely different things. You know that. You can be in shape and not be in boxing shape.
Yeah, but you're right. But what I'm saying is he's working out enough where his tools are still sharp for his age, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're saying that so where it won't be as much for him to get. So you're saying he's working out to the point where it won't be as much for him to get back in shape.
Right. For a guy like Jake Paul, who's a novice, you understand? Now we ain't talking about Mike Tyson fighting Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua or Jared Anderson. We talking about him fighting Jake Paul, who ain't even a heavyweight. And Jake Paul is a novice who started boxing late. There's a difference. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So against Jake Paul, now Mike Tyson, you put him in a ring with Jared Anderson, now it's a problem. It's like, bro, Mike Trump, you're gonna get Mike hurt.
Because it won't be close.
Right. But we talking about Jake Paul. It's different. You understand? For Jake Paul, he may not even understand what it's like, what Mike Tyson is doing in there. You understand? Because there's tricks of the trade that he just don't know. He hasn't learned yet. You understand what I'm saying? There's tricks of the trade that that Jake Paul doesn't know, that Mike Tyson might throw a combination. He's still thinking. He's still learning. So Mike Tyson slipped this way, do it. He can do that in spurts, and his muscle memory, his explosive in spurts, and he make you make a mistake in that moment. You going to sleep.
What you thought about the fight with him and Roy Jones? Now I know Roy Jones is much more experienced.
And did you hear what Roy Jones said? He said, "Man, I felt that first punch from Mike, and you ain't touching me with that." So again, now look at Roy Jones at his advanced age. because he was what 50, 53 or something like that.
I
Or
feel like
50,
52 or something like that, right?
yeah, right.
53, 52.
So now look at Roy Jones, right? In that advanced age, he was still able to stay away from Mike.
Mm-hmm.
His reflexes ain't the same, but that muscle memory don't go. So if you a novice in there, Roy Jones, you think you're gonna just go in there and knock out Roy if he don't give you the opportunity? Absolutely not. I don't care how old he is, because there's a certain level of craft and skill that never goes away.
Now that is true.
Yeah,
Craft is the mastery of
right.
something. That is true.
They may not be able to. They're gonna beat you with their mind, no longer their physical attributes. So Mike Tyson slipping this way, slipping that way, he can do that in spurts for a second. You know what I'm saying? So he catch you in a position, and he do this, and you react the wrong way, and he come up, bum bum bum. Now he might be fatigued and gassed after it, but if you make a mistake, you make a mistake, bro.
I just see him. I just see Mike Huff and puff. I'm just looking at Blue like,
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I've been
yeah.
because I've been in this sport for so long and around so many fighters, and even the ones that age. Bro, George Foreman is like 80. Did you see what he was doing in a heavy bag?
Oh yeah, he was blasting the heavy bag not too long
Bro,
ago. What it
they
was
not.
like
That's
3
what I'm
months
trying
ago?
to tell you. They're
3
not
months ago.
they're not your average. You understand? Like, can George Foreman go in there and just knock out? If he land right at this age, yeah, but can he do his reflexes against Jared? No, he can't. But you put Mike Tyson at 57 against Jake Paul, who was a novice to start boxing at 24 and only had 10 fights against Mike Tyson, that it ain't the same. It's just not. We are overreacting to the number of 57 instead of understanding the skill set and the talent of Mike Tyson. This is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson slipping, ducking, coming underneath. And you talking about Mike Tyson. Bro, another thing people are not paying attention to is that they ain't fighting till July, which you know how much time Mike Tyson has to train?
Right. I know how much time Mike Tyson
Yeah.
has trying to take that into account.
Bro,
But
he got
then,
March, April, May, June, July. He got 5 months. That's almost a half a year.
right. And I think that was done on purpose.
Yeah, to train to get, and we talking about Mike. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, you make a mistake. It's good night, Irene. He faints up top, and because he's fighting with his mind. He's not fighting with his youth anymore, his physical attributes. So he's going to be doing stuff to make you think. That's why it's dangerous for Jake Paul. I'm not saying that I think that Jake Paul can't. You understand what I'm saying? But it's dangerous for him because Mike is going to fight with his mind as well as his physical attributes. So
I mean, this is the one thing I want to be wrong in, Blue.
Yeah,
like I want
the minor,
you know,
the slightest adjustment might do like this, and you lift your hands up, and he see your body open up, and bang. Now I don't know. He may not be able to get the hook, the other hook.
I'm about to say how fast is. I'm about to say how fast is because you remember them combinations he used to do. He'll switch, work to the body.
Yeah. Now he might not be able to. He might not be able to get the whole full combination off. But all you gotta do is land one of them.
Right. I'm just trying to see how fast he gonna get these punches. I don't know, man. This is one of these fights, man. Blue. I'm like, I don't know.
Again, we have to look at it not from a youthful boxing. Like, he's not going to sustain that. Like, it's going to be rounds off. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be maybe a spurt around thing, maybe a 2 spurts around, things like that. But enough times where Jake Paul's in harm's way is what I'm saying. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Mike is going to win or knock him out or any of those things, but just I mean, I think we overreacting to the 57.
Yeah, I could. In this, some things I just prefer to overreact to than to underreact. You know what I'm saying? Because just because of this, I may be pulling the Tony Weeks right now. I may be, but hey, man, I'm just saying. You know
And
what I mean?
it's understandable because
Right.
it's a legend that's
Right.
57. So
That's our elder. You know what I mean? Like that's our
exactly.
people. That's our elder. Like
Right.
so I'm extra protective over them,
My thing
as I'm
is just
supposed
that
to.
my thing is just that is Jake Paul. So it's like Jake Paul is a novice, started boxing late. He's new to the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Mike is very capable of protecting himself. You understand what I'm saying? And that pressure that he put on Jake Paul, moving his head and he man, listen, bro. Telling you. Box fan full time, my brother in the super chat. He said, let's see Jake Paul bring a 40-year-old SOG out of
Oh God,
retirement.
he's getting mopped.
Yeah, no,
He's getting mopped. He's getting
he
mopped.
gonna get
I
stopped.
mean, even 40-year-old Mike Tyson. You're talking about Mike Tyson from 17 years ago that
Yeah,
did the
that's a different beast.
that's not something. Those are not waters he wanna jump in.
No, because
You know what I'm
they're
saying?
not far removed from that
Those are
40.
not waters he wants to jump in. Hold on one second.
Mhm. That he's not far. Those that 40-year-old Andre Ward is not far removed from. But to this Ryan Garcia talk, Ryan Garcia is very strategic. He's very smart. And it goes back to what I was saying when the trio was on, myself, Karma, and A Side, and I was saying that NC the Don booking. What's up, family? And I was saying that he is very much in control, right? And he's very much understanding of what he's attempting to do and where he wants to go with this, right? And you know, it comes off as again him being not in control. I always say this, and I'm gonna say this again. In life, if I've learned nothing else, I learned this in life is that human beings don't like change. Human beings fear what they don't understand. Box Latino TV, what's up, family? Human beings don't like truth. They don't. And change is one thing that human beings just don't like. Human beings don't like to have reality put in their face. Human beings like to live in fantasy land. That's just it. Just is what it is.
What we talking about, Blue?
Ryan Garcia.
Oh man, Ryan Garcia, man. I want to set it off with that one. I want to set that off,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
right?
Jump in.
So when the video first started, Blue, man, I
Uh-huh.
was like, dang, it seemed genuine, like what he was saying. I was like, yo, this is. I'm glad he's talking about this because these are real issues, and he's right. They found hotel rooms down here in Florida, right? They found hotel rooms and like Disney resorts and hotels nearby the Disney resorts that had and I saw them. I showed them to my wife because we take our kids out sometimes. That has hotel rooms with secret passageways
Mm-hmm.
cut into the ground like holes in tunnels where they gotta look like they're transporting something. Now we don't know what is being transported, but we can only imagine that what is in hotel rooms. The only thing I know that's in hotel rooms are people that tend to go on vacation, right? Or a staycation. Now people can have kids. You see what I'm saying? Or it can be women, you know. So I do know that happens in Florida and not too far from me. What I didn't know is how profitable that industry was, and that we were the largest consumers in the world. I did not know that. So I actually appreciated what Ryan had said as far as an exposure um, stance, as far as him getting it out there, using his platform, using his face, and using his celebrity to get it out there, right? And it seemed like it was coming from a genuine place. What threw me off with the Ryan was it seemed like he was looking at someone, right? Like he was talking to someone that was just to the right of him. Someone kept chiming in, and it seemed as if it was guiding the it seems as if they were guiding the conversation. So that
Mhm.
made it feel a little bit disingenuous because it seemed like sometimes when Ryan wanted to go in, they would change the topic of the subject or say, talk about this, Ryan, talk about that, Ryan. And I'm like, it just wasn't authentic. It came off as very like robotic, like, and I didn't like that. I did want to see Ryan flow a little bit more as to what it is that he was going to say. Now, he did say that he was going to expose some stuff that was on the surface level that anybody can look up, and that he wasn't going to go too deep inside of his of what it is that he know for fear of his life and his loved one's life, etc. Right? I think Ryan Garcia has painted himself inside of a corner, has pushed himself inside of a corner where he feels obligated to give people receipts about what it is that he know, only because he says that he has the receipts. That makes sense. He
Mhm.
stated that he has the receipts. So he went online to give receipts, right? Or it seems like receipts, but it's not really receipts because it's surface level. Anybody can go look this up, but his platform is actually like making sure that people are hip to what's going on. So in a way, I can appreciate that. This is where my problem lies with Ryan. It seemed like the team or the person he was talking to tried to turn it into boxing. He said, "Now this is not for promotion boxing. This is not me promoting my fight or anything like that. But I just want you guys to know about this. But ask Ryan some boxing questions. Ask him some boxing. Ask him something about boxing. It's like, dude, how are you going to start a conversation about me with, obviously about kids and trafficking, but then you want me to ask some boxing questions? Like, what type? You just tore my whole mental transmission up. Like, I had to switch gears so fast. What are you talking about? Ask you about boxing. I want to see what is going on with Ryan. Who are these shadow people that is plaguing his life, and what do he know about these children being trafficked? How can we get that started? Because you can't even focus on the Devin and Ryan fight after somebody then drop something like that on you, right? So it was a weird interview for me, and it didn't seem truly authentic because the other person that was there didn't let Ryan continue. Ryan gave surface level information, and then they tried to ask you about boxing after dropping those big bombs on you. That's what I took from that. What you gather from it?
So I know whoever was to the right of him because I know exactly what you're talking about. Band up, what's up, nephew? Tariq Reed, what's good? Um, uh, when you talk about these things,
Right,
from instance, me and you talking about it, right?
right.
We both have to be fully 100% comfortable with doing it. You understand?
Yep.
Uh, if we not, you gonna get what you saw, right? And another part of me believes that it was they had certain things they want to stick to and didn't want Ryan to start
The veer
venturing
off.
off of, yeah, right, from what they agreed to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And in a short period of time, it was like, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. But they didn't want him to go too far off because
Salute,
um
Brooks.
they need this fight. Creighton Brooks, what's up, family? They need this fight to happen because they need the platform. And if you heard what he said, there's people trying to stop the fight behind the scenes,
Yeah.
right? They saying cut the fight, right? And he's like, they can't do it because I have a contract. You know what I'm saying? This is not good publicity. Again, like I said before, when the three of us was on, it what happens is if you're a sponsor, you probably gonna back away.
Yeah.
You understand? If you're a Corona, you're probably gonna want to back away, right?
Yeah.
You don't want your brand. Imagine them cut to the locker room. Ryan Garcia's in the locker room and he's talking about these things, and your Corona
Your brand
sign.
is associated with it.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't want to be involved with that. So there's things like that that's like backing away. As far as and another thing is what they shouldn't have done. The mistake they made is they did it on a live. So they
Oh,
was
you think it should have pre-recorded?
They should have pre-recorded it so that way you don't get the feedback and get distracted by the feedback. You understand what I'm saying? If me and you
Okay.
want to talk about a serious matter and we pre-recorded together, right? It's
Right.
different than us being live right here because you're gonna go into the chat. You want to see what people are saying.
Right.
It's just what it is, right? So they should have pre-recorded it to get their point across smooth.
And you'll be able to see it,
Right,
right? You'll be able to see it, and then in real time say, "I don't
right,
like this, don't like that. Let's redo this.
right.
Let's take this out."
And then on top of that is they don't want Ryan to look like a liar too. Remember, Ryan said, "I'm going to talk about here on out, talk about boxing." So they had
Right.
to incorporate boxing, so they don't want Ryan to look like he's a liar as well.
You
You
know,
know,
Ryan had actually said something, man, and this was this stood out to me. He
hold on
said,
one
"I'm
second.
not making."
Hold on one second.
Yeah, so chat Ryan had actually said something, right? And this is what stood out to me. He said, "I'm not making any money off this." He said, "If anything, I'm losing money from this." And that goes into what Blue just said. If you have any type of deal or any type of brands that's backing you or behind you, they're not going to want to support somebody that seems like they're going off on a tangent, right? They're not going to want to support somebody that seems as if they can cause more problems than they can make you money inside of your brand. So when Ryan said that, I said, you know what? He actually makes sense. He is going to lose money from this. So a portion of this have to be true, or some of this have to be what he believes in, because it makes no sense for him to go off and say these things in order to promote a fight, right? So you can make money while promoting the fight, but you're going to lose money on the back end. So you're going to do all these things just to promote the fight between you and Devin Haney. Okay, you get paid one time. Okay, now what about all the deals that you had? What about all the deals that you could have had? What about all the brands that want to associate themselves with you, but they can't associate themselves with you now? So a part of me do believe, chat, that he actually believes what is going on, and he do feel strongly about this, because other than that, he wouldn't say that. It don't make no sense, and it wouldn't be something that I would do as a boxer. Salute to your GP lifetime videos. Salute. Um, Good fight coming up one time. Tim Pitbull, Rolly Dev versus King Ryan. Yeah, we got some good fights coming up. But that's the thing, right? Right, Reed, like Devin is not going to receive his credit from this fight. It's too far gone. What do you guys? Did you guys actually see the Ryan Garcia video where he talks about the Illuminati? He talks about what's going on right now with the kids and trafficking and the people that are inside of America that's consuming this. Did you guys get a chance to see that? Salute, Reed, because it's something that's very telling about this. It seemed genuine when he talks about it, right? But I don't like the handlers being around him, not really letting him go off. And then I can appreciate and understand that he has to have a team to keep him on track. But if you're going to get into something like that, people are going to have questions like myself. So y'all go ahead and ask me anything that y'all want to ask. I'm gonna be in the chat right now, checking you guys out. Let me see what we got now, fam. No, wait, yeah, but unfortunately, people are not really taking Ryan seriously, and that's the thing, right? Dwayne, people aren't taking him serious, right? It's because of the way that he came out and the way that he gave the information. So if you pay attention to how Ryan, was acting initially with Devin Haney, the whole thing with him wanting to fight Devin Haney the first time, and then he goes on a jog with Floyd Money Mayweather. Come back from that jog. Now he say the fight off. Now he say that Devin only makes 30,000. He only did 30,000 his last fight. He can go, and fight somebody else. He's bigger than him. He's the A side. He thought it was Ryan. He thought it was Devin Ryan, but it's Ryan Dev. So it's like, all right, dang, we was going to get a fight, but now we're not going to get a fight. All right, cool. Devin was looking for other opponents. Ryan was then looking for other opponents, right? And Isaac Cruz or Rolly Romero. Neither one of them wanted to fight him. Both of them fighting each other. So then now he's pushed back out. Now he goes back to Dev. So it's like, yo, what's going on with this dude, right? Like, what is Ryan doing? Dude, is he really stable? So we get this fight back on track finally. So we're like, all right, cool. We're gonna have Devin Haney. We're gonna have the Ryan Garcia fight. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight. Everything is copacetic, right? Get the contract. We get the contract signed between Devin, Ryan. Press conferences are set up. The first press conference, Ryan did good. You know, some people think Ryan may have won. Some people think Devin may have won. It's fine. The press conference, everything is going good. Second press conference, I think Devin won that conference. It got the better of Ryan, showed that Ryan was actually, you know, doing, you know, marijuana and actually drinking. So a little bit of, you know, Ryan's backstory came out, and it didn't look so favorable to him in that press conference, the second one, right? Now, after that, Ryan then released a video of Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney sparring, but it was a video that was edited to favor Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, some people say that Ryan received backlash from it. I just think the video had actually had a lot of buzz around it because of the two names that was involved. Then Ryan come out with all of this stuff that came out of nowhere. So as you can see, if you look at the timeline, it's everywhere. It's all over the place, like with Ryan Garcia. So people are not taking him serious because they don't know where to follow. It's like there's no consistency. As soon as you start to follow what's going on with the Ryan Garcia, what's going on with the Devin Haney fight, just something changed out of nowhere. And not only is it changing, it's changing big. Like, right, the trajectory is like stopping and then going to a different place, stopping and going to a different place. It almost seemed like when we're talking about Ryan Garcia now, it's like we're talking about the fight less and talking more about Ryan Garcia, where his mindset is he's telling the truth about one of the things that are happening. So that's why people are not taking him seriously, because those cascades of events that had happened in such a short amount of time. Asa and Ryan even talk about fighting in MMA against Sean O'Malley. Does this sound like a forced rank? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or he's trolling. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all over the place. He's talked about going to MMA. He's talking about everything but the fight. Like Blue said before, right? Familiarity is more than love. Is stronger than love. We're familiar with fight spin schedule. Fight spin talked about, fighters talking about it, banter back and forth on Twitter or whatever they're gonna do. Fight spin schedule, fight spin order signed. Fighters are training, conferences are happening, interviews are happening, boom, fights. This didn't follow that order at all. This is not following that order. We're in some weird Twilight event with Ryan right now. Okay, let me see what we got in the chat. Let me see what else we got in the chat. He said, what I missed? No, we're talking about Ryan Garcia right now, while people are not taking Ryan Garcia serious. And I just gave the timeline about why people are not taking him serious, because every time we talk about Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, it's like we're talking about the fight less, and we're talking about what's going on with Ryan more. You see what I'm saying?
But boy, it's super promote. Yo, Aside. So many people from different walks of life is asking me, man, what's up with Ryan Garcia?
Right.
This fight is gonna A-side. It's gonna do just as many pay-per-views as Tank and Devin.
Do you think so? You really think is going to cross that million mark?
Yo, A-side. So many people that don't even watch. Everybody's gonna be intrigued to see who Ryan Garcia is as a fighter. Not for the fight, but just because of the antics. They're going to want to see what he says. They're going to want to see what you understand?
Mm-hmm.
People going to be like, man, after the fight, Ryan going to expose this, and it. You understand?
Right.
On that stage. It's going to be so many people locked in. It ain't even funny. Well, I'm watching people and I'm like, bro, don't even watch boxing. People don't have no clue. My daughter today, she's like, my daughter comes out, my second oldest daughter, and she's like, what's going on with Ryan Garcia?
Sounds crazy.
And I'm like, it just sounds crazy coming out her mouth saying Ryan Garcia name.
Right. Yeah, right.
And I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah, what's going on with him? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So you best believe. And everybody, because he incorporates April 20th. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
what?
he keeps saying, "Don't think my fight April 20th not going to happen. Don't think I'm going to fight April 20th." You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's keeping people aware of April 20th. And of all
1,000%.
places, A side, it's in New York. So people gonna want to be engaged with that.
Right, for sure. Like even my little brother hit me up about the sparring match between Devin and Tank, but it was for something that Ryan did. You see what I'm saying? It was for something that Ryan calls those events, and he never hit me. Like my brother is super casual. You see what I'm saying? But I don't even think my brother know Ryan Garcia. That's how casual he is. He's literally Tank and Dev. That's it. That's it.
And same here. My daughter don't know nothing about boxing. She's the girliest of girls
Right.
you could come by. She don't watch. Now remember, I try to teach my kids boxing, but she don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
nothing about boxing. Nothing. Like as far as Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, she think they're the same person. You ask her. Outside of the name, she know one is Spanish and one is black. You know what I'm
Ryan
saying?
Garcia. He said
That's
Ryan
it.
Garcia, Devin Haney, the same person.
Mm-hmm. So for her to say, "Man, what's going on with Ryan Garcia?" And then my son said it afterwards. He's like, "Yo, Pop, what's really good with this dude? He don't watch sports. He's a gamer. You know what I'm saying?" And he's like, "What's going on with Ryan Garcia?" Everybody knows who he is because of this. And like you said, you know he's not doing it as a ploy because he's losing money.
Right. Right.
He's losing money.
He is. He absolutely is.
Yeah. People don't want to be engaged in this, bro. They don't want to attach their name to this. They don't want nothing to do with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, don't put me in that. And he's vulgar about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. There's no cut on it. It's no
None.
there's no cut on it. It's pure.
It's pure as can be. People don't want to be involved in that. You know what I'm
At
saying?
all. 1,000%. I agree with that. Right
And
name all over.
man, so it's gonna sell out.
Right.
If they may not be buying it, they ain't buying it to see who's the champion. That's not what they buying it for, but they buying it. And what Floyd always say, ASAP, I don't care, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
You talking about me, you keeping me relevant. That's all I care
Right.
about.
As long as they're buying it. Right.
And if you Devin Haney at this point, good, bad, and indifferent, I don't care. Y'all tuning into the fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see me put on a dazzling performance. Because ASAP, you gotta keep this in mind. And salute to Box Fan full time, my brother back in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said this is what Ryan wants. He wants the plug to be pulled versus Tank. He had an excuse why he lost versus Dev. He has none, so he has to create one. Also, can't just pull out the fight by his own will because he will look bad. No, that's not why he's doing it. Initially, I thought that could have been the case. No, I figured it out. ASAP.
What do you think it is?
Ryan Garcia, all along, like I said. Remember, I said the other day when we was talking, he's never been fully committed to the sport of boxing. Right? He was committed to getting his family out of poverty situations. That was the goal. Never, not boxing. Devin Haney is in boxing to be the best boxer in history and have the best resume and legacy in history while making life-changing generational wealth. Right?
Their wives were different.
Right. Completely different. Right? Ryan Garcia, whole thing from the very beginning, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But again, like I said in the video I just did, that's our expectation of Ryan Garcia. That's not his. So we are basing it off of our expectations, not Ryan Garcia's expectations. You understand? So Ryan Garcia, now he misspoke about something else too. He said Muhammad Ali went to jail for 3 years. No, he didn't. He don't. You got to do your research, Ryan.
Ryan said.
Yeah, he said Ryan Muhammad Ali sacrificed. He went to jail for 3 years. No, he didn't. So there's mishaps, but nonetheless, he's walking in his truth, his journey. You understand? That's not our expectations of what we want from Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
But who are we to project our expectations on him?
Onto him.
Right.
Right.
That's
I
not.
mean, it's still kind of fair in a way, right? Because we're boxing fans. So when you're hailing your favorite fighter, you're going to hold them to a certain standard too. Like
Right. We funding the revolution.
right, with our attention and with our dollars.
Right.
So there is a burden of expectation, a burden of performance that we give to our boxers from expectation that we give them in exchange for our money and our attention, right? So if your why is that you just wanted to make sure that you had enough money to get your family out of an impoverished situation, then you're not going to give us the fight that we want, or you're not going to give us the dedication that we desire for the fights that we want. Then fans are getting the shorter end of the stick, in my
Yeah, it's
opinion.
irresponsible.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah, it could. Right.
right. But that's again because we funding the revolution.
Yeah.
We expect to get out of it what we put in. But again, we only do that with certain fighters.
You don't think we do that with all fighters though?
No.
I mean, because what other fighter is moving like Ryan right now?
Well, it's
You
in a
know.
different way. Because when it comes to the situation with Tank, we don't want to demand him to see the best fighting absolute best. We okay with him fighting a certain level of fighters. The mass
Right.
majority of people. As long as he
Right.
right.
And I feel like because Tank got so many casual fans because his style is so casual friendly,
Right.
like when it comes down to Tank, his fans is heavily influenced by a lot of casuals. But when I speak to real Tank fans, they want to see the best fights. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They want to see the because they believe him, they hold him to a certain expectation. They have that expectation that we all have as boxing fans with our favorite fighters, right?
Right.
But like you said, herein lies the problem with Tank. His style is so fan friendly, it's so casual friendly that it's more casuals than they just want to see him knock somebody. They don't care who it is. They just want to see him knock somebody out. They don't want to see him versus the best, and he don't have that burden of performance. So I can understand that, but like I say, the real fans that we talk to, that we know and we love, because me and you, we're Tank fans, and we
Mhm.
have that expectation of him. You know what I mean?
Right. But
So
it's minor. The mass
yeah,
majority.
we of the minority for sure.
Yeah.
We
It's
definitely of the minority.
it's just like the Tank has Mike Tyson type fans. I've
No,
seen
yeah,
people in the
yeah.
comments with Mike Tyson clip hitting the heavy bag. Now
I agree.
I'm a realist. Now you
Correct.
I am Danny 716 with her family. I'm a realist. Codeine was good. Now I believe that Mike Tyson can clip, but I saw people in the comment section talking about, yeah, this the old Mike. Bring back that Mike that we used to. I'm like, wait a minute. You do know Mike is 57 years old. Bro, people was in there talking about, man, this is the old Mike.
Right.
The old Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we got to
Right.
be realistic. So my thing is, right? And let me get the super chat. Hunter, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said Ryan low key proving he was the draw in the fight. No, he's just shaking up. When you popular and you have a fan base, and then you say things that's outside the norm like this, and start calling people name out, like you
Guarantee
look
you, if it was the other way around, Devin would have had the same type of pull on the internet. They're
exactly
right. Yeah, people would have been saying, "What's going on with Devin Haney? He's tripping."
right. It's just like I would say Cat Williams' fan base is not as big as Kevin Hart's right now, but Cat Williams saying what he said just broke the internet.
Sure did.
Yeah. Critical Toe, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Duran was the same way. He got into boxing to buy his mom a house. Once he did that, he wanted to quit. But his coach persuaded him to keep going. Yep.
Yeah, he was locked in weird. He was locked in weird contracts where he owed like 2 or 3 people at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wasn't giving him they was giving him crumbs. They were receiving millions, and they was giving Durant crumbs. He had a weird contract. I forgot exactly how it was.
Salute to my brother
They
Doc.
robbed him.
Doc, man, I'm excited, man.
Salute, Doc.
Me and Doc got something special coming. A-side. Me and Doc doing something, man, behind the scenes. He helping your boy Blue. Salute to my brother Doc, fit for life, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Blue, do you see that improvement in AJ's jab? Shout out to Derrick James, Dallas, Texas. Doc, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, great brother, but he hasn't been with Derrick James in 2 fights. He's with
was it 2 fights already? I thought it was just that 1 fight.
No, 2 fights. He hasn't been with Derrick James in 2 fights. He's been with what's his name? Oh wow, I just forgot his name. But he's been with him for 2 fights. And he actually, Doc, he actually said that he didn't like what Ben Davison. Thank you, Ben Davison. Doc, he actually said he didn't like that Derrick James was trying to change his style. He actually said that he didn't like what Derrick James was trying to do. Yeah, he said Derrick James trying to change who he is. Yeah, he said trying to change who he is. So he gave that credit. He's giving that credit to Ben Davis.
I'm glad that he was able to recognize that it wasn't a good fit, and then it was able to part ways. Because if it's not a good fit for you, then you need to part ways.
The question is that really is that really what happened, or he did stumble because he just happened to be training with Ben Davis in the UK while Derrick was busy, and he just stuck with him. So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he kind of stumbled across that. It wasn't like he seeked it out.
Yeah, it wasn't like he cut it off and said, this is not working for me. I like to part ways. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
But I want to address this, and then we're gonna get up out of here on Sunday.
Shoot.
These fake Jerron Boots Ennis fans.
Okay.
They have come out of nowhere. They've come out the woodwork. They're coming from under rocks. They're coming from under everywhere. They remind me of the Avengers movies where those alien things was coming out of the ground and out.
Coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of posturing, a lot of fake Jerron Boots Ennis fans, and it's unfair to Jerron Ennis. You dudes are not loyal to Jerron Ennis. You are just the detractors of Terrence Crawford. All of a sudden, now, and I want to say this because I had tons of people, A-side, come out talking about, see, Blue was trying to make the fight with Terrence Crawford and Boots Ennis behind Errol back and helping Terrence Crawford duck Errol Spence. Now, all of a sudden, he's ducking Jerron Ennis. Well, he was aware of who he was getting into a fight with, and he was accepting it. And on top of that, A-side, Boots only had 1 fight from that time, that conversation, which was the Chua Karzim fight. Okay, A-side? And everybody in that fight said that Boots got exposed. Didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, Boots got exposed. He can't cut off the ring. He overrated. He overrated. That's all I heard. And what they was telling me, A-side, oh, you a Boots fanboy. This is a Boots channel. Now all of a sudden, we have an overwhelming amount of people that are suddenly Jerron Boots Ennis fans, content creators and everything, that are suddenly Jerron Boots Ennis fans, that's saying Terrence Crawford is ducking because he's fighting Chris Eubanks Jr. So I'm a little bit confused. So the Via fight was the convincing point that now you want to see Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis? Because he wasn't ducking Jerron Boots Ennis, and he wasn't afraid of Jerron Boots Ennis when I was trying to negotiate the fight and make the fight, and he was open to fight before he fought Errol Spence. But it was that he was ducking Errol Spence, though. So at that point, he was ducking Errol Spence to fight Jerron Ennis. Now he
that would have been, that was the consensus at that time, because it was like you was trying to help Bud duck EJ with the Boots fight. It wasn't that was it at the time.
Right. So now all of a sudden he beats EJ, and now all of a sudden the consensus is that he's ducking. So I don't feel sorry for anybody outside of Boots, because when I wanted to see Boots get his opportunity, everybody said that he was over.
You said that it was said that it was ducking. There's no reason to have Bud in there. What is he going to gain from fighting the Boots? Who have Boots beat? That's what. Who knows Boots? That's right. I remember that. I remember them.
Right.
It wasn't that much pushback with. Oh man, that's a good substitute fight for EJ. If we ain't gonna get EJ, then we gonna get Boots. Like it wasn't that.
It was none of that.
That was not. No. It was not that.
Now all of a sudden, it's the polar opposite. Now all of a sudden, he fighting Eubanks just to duck Boots is ridiculous. You dudes is masquerading around as Jerron Ennis fans now. And instead of being solid Boots Ennis fight fans. That's what's disappointing to me. Because I've been saying, how long I've been saying Boots need to get his opportunity, A-Side?
Yeah, that's why you're trying to make the fight.
Right. And what did I say with this, A-Side? I said if Errol Spence, because here goes another talking point that just completely gets dismissed. Right? Is that now you think about this. When you look at Boots Ennis was Errol Spence's mandatory. And I said, T-Buzz, what's up, family? I said, if Errol Spence doesn't fight Terrence Crawford, I want to see him fight Boots. Well, what has Boots done to get an opportunity?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was even, put it like this, as bad as it was with Bud and Boots fighting and getting it on, it was even less whenever it came down to EJ, because EJ was the cash cow. EJ was the darling in everyone's eyes when it came to PBC outside of Tank, because Tank hadn't done no 1.2 at that time. Right. You know, Tank was big, but EJ was the darling. Let's make no mistake about it.
On top of that, A-Side, when the Keith Thurman talk started at that time, Keith Thurman is going to be who Errol Spence is fighting next. And I said, well, why not Boots?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was even less for that. It was more of the Keith Thurman talk and Bud than it was of Boots. And I remember that time. I remember in the chat, I remember in the chat telling you, I hate that fight. I do not want to see Keith and EJ fight. I'm sick of this. For months on end, you was like, yo, we need to demand a fight between EJ and Bud. But people don't remember that.
Right.
But they were saying if it's not going to be Bud, then it was going to be Keith at the time. That's when you had recommended that. All right, if not Keith, then Boots, because Keith had this opportunity to give Bud a shot. Why should Bud be obligated to give Keith a shot and Boots hadn't had his shot at that time? You see what I'm saying? Or I remember when you said this, Keith can fight Boots, and then the winner of that fight can fight EJ.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But people weren't feeling that at all.
How was Keith Thurman leapfrogging Jerron Ennis?
Leapfrogging Jerron Boots Ennis, right. I remember
Nobody had a problem with that then, though.
I remember that, right.
Not a soul had a problem with it. And up until that point, Keith Thurman had fought a total of 3 times in 6 years.
Salute, Tay Bug. Salute, great brother. And these same Boot fans should have been pushing for that fight way more. Like, realistically, while we had Bud and Crawford fighting, we should have had Boots and Keith fighting. We should have been pushing for that. That's what should have happened. That's what should have happened. All these fans that are coming out of nowhere, because when you said that, it was like, I don't know what Blue talking about right now. You know, Blue's tripping.
Right.
He's tripping right now.
Here was the consensus. Well, Terrence Crawford is ducking Errol, so Errol could do what he wants. What?
Right.
It don't make sense. Boss fan, 4-time brother in the super chat. Much love.
Oh, salute to you, great brother.
He said he fought like a DJ trained fighter.
Who fought like Derrick James trained fighter? You talking about
AJ.
Oh, AJ. In that fight, I mean, it wasn't enough for me to say his last fight. I like the way he moved. He looked more like a boxer in this last fight. I think he did very well, and I don't think he looked like I wouldn't say he looked like EJ or like Charlos in that fight, but he did look more like he looked more grounded. He looked stern. He looked disciplined. His boxing ability was really, really good. His fundamentals was really good in that fight. I don't know what I can't say he got that Derrick James style. Like when I see it, I can't say I can see the Derrick James style when I see AJ box. What do you think, Blue?
Yeah, I didn't
I can't say I see it like that because you can see it with Frank, you can see it with EJ, you can see it with Mel. You can see
right.
it. You know what I mean?
I didn't see it. I didn't see him fighting like, Derrick James. It just wasn't enough data.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't. That's what it was. It wasn't enough for me to say, you know what I mean. But he looks more. Well, I can tell you, he looks more comfortable in the ring. Like he looks grounded as a fighter in the ring. He looked like he's boxing more. Like he's not rushing or smothering anything. You know what I'm saying? He's letting things come to him. He's setting up trap. He's using that jab more. He's using his athleticism, but when it's time to use it, it's like he looks more poised to me now. You know what I mean? But I don't know what you see.
And another thing about it is we got to talk about the level of opposition that he's in there with.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? Maybe he needed that to build himself back up, to build his maybe he needed a couple of those fights to test out what it is that he has, test out what it is that he's been working on and feel comfortable with it. You know, sometimes that's needed, and then you get right back in there with a big fight. You in a much more healthier mind state than what you was in before. You know, so.
But he did look good. I'm gonna say he did look good though.
No, he looked good, and I would say the fight before this because Ngannou is like, you know what I mean. But the 2 fights before this, he looked good. AJ looked good. He looked confident. He looked good. And that confidence, like soon as, like if you look at the last 3 knockouts, right? Like he looked like a champion when he knocked him out, except for the first one. The first one, that was the dude that was the dude that knocked out. Wilder knocked out. And
Robert Helenius.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. But after that, he's been calm. Like he's expected to knock these dudes out. So he know the level of competition that he's up against. He's superior to, right? So I'm glad that he's in that mind state now. So now moving forward, he can get back to that champion mindset. I like it. I like that. I have no problem with how they moved him.
Salute to Hunter, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said Boots been getting done dirty his whole career. He never gets his credit. Don't get why he's the whole package. That's why, because he's the whole package. People ain't trying to compete with that, man. They high risk, low reward. Ready to rumble, aka Alan Maddox, my brother in the building in super chat. He said facts blue, but haters are goofy goalpost movers. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But Asa, let's get our last words and get on out of here.
All right, we appreciate all of you guys. We have over 190 people in the building as we make our way out. Let's go ahead and smash that like button. Again, people, show some love to the content creators that come in on the platform and make sure that you guys get the content that you want and you need, even on a Sunday night. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and that will pay your admission. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. With that one, Blue, you can take us out.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDB B, C. Shouts out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.